In the late 1960s, the large motorcycle market was dominated by British and American brands. At the time, Kawasaki was known as a manufacturer of fast, yet sometimes hard-to-handle, two-stroke bikes. In the midst of this, Honda launched the CB750 in 1969, a motorcycle that changed everything. With its four-cylinder engine, front disc brake, and electric starter, the CB750 set a new standard and gave birth to the Superbike category. This launch was a problem for Kawasaki, which was secretly developing its own 750 cubic centimeter four-stroke motorcycle under the codename N600. Their project was instantly obsolete before it was even released. Faced with this reality, Kawasaki decided not just to compete with Honda, but to surpass it. Kawasaki's management, led by Yoji Hamawaki, decided to start over with a higher target. The main focus was the US market, which, according to research, desired powerful engines and large displacements. This led to the creation of the project codename New York Steak. The name was chosen because in America, a New York steak was considered the best item on the menu, and Kawasaki's new motorcycle had to be the best on the market. This decision pushed Kawasaki to scrap the 750 cubic centimeter prototype and move to a 900 cubic centimeter engine. It was a bold move that broke the gentleman's agreement among Japanese manufacturers not to produce engines over 750 cubic centimeters. An engineering team led by Gyoichi Ben Inamura was tasked with developing the new engine. They maximized the base of the 750 cubic centimeter N600 engine to achieve a 903 cubic centimeter displacement with a square bore and stroke of 66 millimeters by 66 millimeters. The main innovation was the use of a double overhead camshaft, DOHC, a technology that, at the time, was only found on race bikes or expensive limited production exotic motorcycles like the MV Agusta 750S. Unlike the SOHC in the Honda CB750, the DOHC system was more efficient and allowed for higher engine speeds. The Z1 became the first mass-produced motorcycle from Japan to feature this technology. The engine produced 81 horsepower, about 15 horsepower more than the CB750, and was built with a very robust 9-piece crankshaft, making it popular on the drag racing scene for years. When compared, the Z1 was clearly superior in engine technology, displacement, and power to the Honda CB750, although both used a similar steel tube twin-loop frame. For the body design, Kawasaki tasked Norimasa Ken Tada with the directive slim, sleek, and sexy. And most importantly, it could not resemble the Honda CB750. This direction resulted in a design that is now iconic. Its teardrop-shaped fuel tank flowed smoothly to the rear, ending with a distinctive upward-swept tail cowl known as a ducktail, which gave it a sporty look. This appearance was perfected by 4 chrome-plated exhaust pipes that highlighted the power of its 4-cylinder engine. The Z1's visual identity was further strengthened by its distinctive color schemes, such as the candy brown with orange and candy yellow with green combinations. This design was intentionally made to look more aggressive and dynamic than the CB750, promising a more thrilling riding experience. Kawasaki needed to prove that their new 4-stroke motorcycle was not only fast, but also reliable. To do this, 2 prototypes were sent to the United States for extreme testing. To maintain secrecy, the bikes were painted in Honda's signature colors and fitted with Honda emblems. The motorcycles were tested under various conditions, including being run at full throttle on the Talladega Superspeedway until they ran out of fuel, then refilled and run again. American test riders like Brian Farnsworth, Gary Nixon, and Paul Smart were brought in to push the bikes to their limits. After the tests were completed, the only significant issue found was excessive chain wear, which was later addressed by adding an automatic chain lubrication system to the production model. The Kawasaki Z1, 900 Super 4, was introduced to the public in September 1972 at the Cologne Motorcycle Show. The media gave it overwhelmingly positive reviews, praising its power, engine smoothness, and stability, and acknowledging its superiority over the Honda CB750. Production ran from 1972 to 1975, with a total of about 85,000 units sold. The production journey began with the initial Z1 model in 1972 to 1973, followed by the Z1A in 1974 with minor updates and new colors. In 1975, the Z1B model was introduced with a stiffer frame and a few other changes. With a competitive price, the Z1 offered far superior performance compared to its rivals, making it an attractive choice for riders. To convincingly prove the Z1's reliability, Kawasaki aimed to break the 24-hour speed endurance record at Daytona International Speedway in March 1973. A team of riders, including Yvonne Duhamel and journalist Cook Nielsen, rode a mostly stock motorcycle. As a result, the Z1 team managed to cover a distance of 2,631 miles with an average speed of 109.64 miles per hour, breaking the previous record by a margin of nearly 20 miles per hour. In total, 46 new speed records from the AMA and FIM were broken. This move served as an effective public demonstration of the Z1's toughness, solidifying its reputation as a motorcycle that was not only fast, but also incredibly reliable. Motorcycle News magazine named the Z1 its Machine of the Year for 4 consecutive years, from 1973 to 1976. The Z1 became known as a muscle bike, a motorcycle with immense power that sometimes felt wild and challenging to control, due to its relatively flexible frame by modern standards. This character, however, became part of its appeal. The bike also played a significant role in the development of the AMA Superbike racing class, where riders like Eddie Lawson became famous for successfully taming modified Z1s. The legacy of the Kawasaki Z1 lives on in modern Kawasaki models, such as the Z900 RS series, which is directly inspired by the original. There are several interesting facts that complete its story. For the domestic Japanese market, Kawasaki produced a 746 cubic centimeter version called the Z2 to comply with local licensing regulations, which had an identical appearance to the Z1. The iconic candy orange with brown color scheme earned the nickname Jaffa in the UK and Australia due to its resemblance to the color of Jaffa Cakes biscuits. On the technical side, the Z1's incredibly strong engine construction made it a top choice for drag racing for decades. Its 66mm by 66mm bore and stroke configuration is known as a square engine, which is considered to offer a good balance between torque and high revving capability. Additionally, the Z1 was already equipped with a positive crankcase ventilation system to reduce emissions, a feature that was ahead of its time.